Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are pretty close, 83% here from cementing the House of Bourbon. I think we can get there by the end of this episode. So let's try and get there. I think another thing I'm going to do is do some expansion in Africa. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Futa Jallon only has one state. Conquering them will take 8.2 infamy. I can support that with my current infamy. So let's go ahead and do it. We'll grab the Army of Africa, as we've been doing. Place them on the border here. And that should be fine. In terms of the construction queue, we're looking pretty good. We've got a lot in the pot here, but I think it's going to be fine. This one is not going as slowly as I thought it might. This one's going to go a little slow as well. I think after that we'll go with either Kaarta or grab a little bit more of Morocco, because Morocco should be... Oh, they have a defensive pact with the Ottomans. Well, that's unfortunate, but the Ottomans they've got things going a little rough. We might be able to actually take them on. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I could probably stand up. I could probably fight the Ottomans. I could probably win a war with the Ottomans. I'd even be able to get them to transfer me Tunis or something like that. That would be fun. Let me see. Let me just make sure that all of our colonies are doing what they want. Okay, that's the break point. So once we get to here, we need to start colonizing Volta. And can't colonize Guinea because we're on the other side of it, of Futa Jallon, but that will be solved when we win this war or when we expand this way. Diplomatic play is going well. Nobody is particularly paying attention, which is just fine. Infamy is holding at 13. Pretty good. Radicals and loyalists are about even. We're only getting a very small number of loyalists every month, but I think we'll be able to get farther sooner. Let me see how we are total. Not bad from radicals, and pretty good approval in all categories from loyalists, especially the industrialists in the Catholic Church, which is really helping out with them. This state construction efficiency is really, really good. And be fruitful and multiply isn't hurting either. No other objections over here. Let's take a quick run at tech. Yeah, we're going to get canneries eventually here. We're close to getting fractional distillation. I might do that at the same time and not worry about canneries. Just produce plenty more liquor, because the price of liquor is... Uh-oh. No, I'm wrong? Nope. Lost an admiral. Hold on. So let's see. This guy is a Bonapartist, ambitious and a convoy raider. This guy has a psychological affliction. He's a pacifist. It doesn't impact his ability to do his job. This guy's a reformer. These two are otherwise the same. You align with the Catholic Church. You're in. We'll do the other guy too. We'll give you each a promotion. You can split it. There we go. Still in the black, which I'm feeling pretty happy about. Are you coming home from Indonesia? Not sure why you're doing that. Oh, no, I think I know why you're doing that. Because you don't recover org. Unless you're docked or something, right? Probably. I recall hearing something about that. Alright, war has broken out. The enemy has 14 battalions of irregular infantry and hussars. Yeah, not super concerned. Let's see what happens. There's a battle. Very nice. I think that's a very solid success on our part. Looks like the enemy's morale is dwindling rapidly. So I'm pretty confident overall in our ability to win this war. Which, again, it's France versus one of these small countries, so I'm not really... I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by that. Or Gascado du Nord, that's not really a problem. So, let's go ahead and increase the game speed. Colonization of Niger Delta is complete. Bamoun diplomatic play against us. That's a native uprising. Let's go ahead and grab Third Corps and place them on the front. And we'll have the Army of Africa come over once the war with Futa Jallon is complete, which shouldn't take too long. I'm going to increase the game speed here. Denmark. Denmark with a wee amount of Niger Delta. And there's fractional distillation. So, let's go ahead and swap over these methods. So this will reduce the number of groceries being produced, but it'll really dramatically increase the amount of liquor being produced. That seems to have made the glassworks totally unprofitable. Let's see where we can sell the extra glass. Ottoman Empire. Sell a little bit in Russia. Sell a little bit in Prussia. Not ideal. I really thought the food industries was going to cover it with the increased glass required from patent stills, but it isn't really. Really need baking powder and or canneries. Oh, interesting. They've split out the fish and meat production methods so that you can tailor your production methods to what you've got a surplus of. That's really cute. It's clever. I'm very pleased. I'm quite pleased about that. I'm on speed 1. Shouldn't be on speed 1 at this point. Hey, modern sewerage. Excellent. Extra land trade capacity. That's very good. Mining accident. A mine in Burgundy has collapsed, trapping miners within the dark shafts below. The scale of the accident has made the tragedy a story across Burgundy and the nation. They dug me out, but left my friend behind. It was all the foreman was able to get out of that wretched boy. Sooty rags clung to him like wispy strands of torn funeral jacket. Whether he held back his tears for fear of a beating or to keep strong, the foreman did not know. He was spent for the day. The foreman hoped the manager had a mind for mercy. Alright, so this is... we got 3 options here. This is a small price to pay for the march of industry. This radicalizes lower stardom pops and makes the industrialists stronger. This outrageous abuse of the common man cannot continue. This radicalizes upper stardom pops and makes the trade unions stronger. Or these mines are a blight upon man and countryside alike. This radicalizes middle stardom pops and makes the rural folk stronger. I'm not particularly keen on either of these groups, but I also don't want to radicalize the upper strata. So I'm just going to say this is a small price to pay for the march of industry. The industrialists being stronger isn't that big of a deal for me. Alright, so get the game speed back up here. We've almost conquered all of Futa Jallon. Very good. And now Armée d'Afrique is going to this side front here. Probably not going to make all that much of a difference, but it is what it is. So once we've got a hold of Futa Jallon, we'll grab Kaarta, and then we'll have Britain thoroughly hemmed in here. They will probably still be able to colonize Ualata, but we might be able to lock them down from this central area. We are also about to have the end of the coast over here, it looks like. There's war with Bamoun. And Army of Africa is in position. So they should be able to take over that small slice of territory promptly. This battle's going really fast because they don't have much of an army. Alright, perfect. And Futa Jallon has been conquered. Wonderful. So let's go ahead, and now we can continue colonizing that way. Lower Canadian Proletarian Revolt. Interesting. Nice. Kong diplomatic play. I'm going to take the 3rd Army Corps and put them in position here. Army of Africa, you're going to be demobilized. I know that demobilization is not great, but it, I think if we have continuing small wars, it's not necessarily an issue. Triage. By treating the wounded in regard to the seriousness of their wounds and the likelihood of recovery, it is possible to make a much more effective emergency care system. Perfect. So this unlocks a new mobilization method for the armed forces. First aid. It costs fabric and liquor. So let's go ahead and do it. This is gonna increase mobilization costs significantly, but this will reduce the organization by 25%. I think that's fine, actually. And then we have 5th French Army exists. Doesn't need to. Put those in the 1st Corps? Absolutely. So, we conquered some territory, so let's go ahead and normalize the production methods. I'm going to set that peace treaty going. Don't want to give them French North Cameroon. That would be a problem. Infamy's still looking pretty good. Radicals are way up. I don't love this. Oh, that was probably just because I conquered that territory. That's why that's there. French colonization rights are go. Perfect. 3rd Army Corps is basically back up to 100% organization, so I'm pretty okay with that overall. And colonization continues. So let me see where we are with construction. We're basically at the end of those railways, which is good overall. We got a little bit more government admin under construction. That's not going to produce any more real governing capacity right now, but it is going to be... It's not going to produce any ability to get our institutions up, which is ultimately the point, but it is good for now. I do kind of want to get this last level of health investment just to continue to boost the strength of the Catholic Church. I think if I can get them above 50%, it's all going to kind of fold together, and we'll have a proper lock-in of Catholic rule in France. Speaking of locking in Catholic rule in France, we are very close to cementing the House of Bourbon now. I kind of assumed that there would be more events requiring response during the consolidation period, but I guess it's really all kind of rolled into the legitimacy mechanic. I guess we aren't gaining in legitimacy as much now as we had been before. And that's Kong occupied. So click. And now there's an uprising in Ulata. That's just fine. We'll send the 3rd Corps of the army there to deal with it. I know this is going to shock you all, but we're going to see more and more of those as time goes on. Although I will say the sort of cascading uprisings is a little... You've seen it in previous runs, and it kind of impacts your ability to expand because you're always getting stuck in another diplomatic thing. Well, gosh, Shaggy. 2-aught, that's over here. Let's hope that the Army of Africa is able to be mobilized. It is. Alright, you guys go and deal with it. A lot of people are declaring neutrality. You can no longer improve relations with Siak. So let me just make sure that all of our protectorates are feeling good towards us. Improving relations. Bali, we're not currently improving relations with you. So we'll get started with them. This war is going to sort itself out. Very good. Oop. Chile is improving relations with us. That's interesting. Johor, we're working with them. Oh, these are... It's the protectorates. I want to look and see if... That's Siak. We finished with them. Tahiti. Where are you? Oh, interesting. We've already got a hold of all this territory. That's neat. 2 arms. Again, I'm not going to really follow these wars significantly. These force comparisons are absolutely absurd in our favor, so I'm not really paying all that much attention to this. I will say the reduction in the overall size of my military has very much increased my ability to just quickly to have these armies mobilized for extended periods of time without completely messing up my finances. Let's see if we're having... We're not low on taxation capacity anywhere. I'm pretty pleased about that overall. So what if we incorporated Algeria? There's war with Tuat popping off. Colonization of North Cameroon is complete. Let me see if there's another place I can go. Oh, I can go here. Finally. Can head into Volta. As you can see, we're in the process of conquering these areas. We are very close to having them basically completely conquered. Hagar, tension is volatile. We'll see how that goes. Army of Africa has finished up what it's doing. It's going to the other front. Alright, so I think, again, once we're out of these diplomatic plays, I think the goal is going to be to go after Kaarta. And that's, again, to lock down the British over here, to make sure that they can't grab what's, I'm not going to say ours, it's not really ours, but it's the territory that we want. Here we go. The Eternal House of Bourbon. The Bourbon dynasty has tightened its grip on the French crown to the point that no other claimants pose a serious challenge to its monarchist credentials any longer. Friends, does our great sovereign Henri de Bourbon have any equal? No, I say. He is the center of the universe, the one true pillar of order and the nation. The House of Bourbon is without equal. Henri de Bourbon is without peer, 10 legitimacy and 50 popularity for 5 years. No other dynasty will challenge the ruling dynasty again. He's not very popular, so that's a good one. Or, supporters of the Bourbon dynasty deserve all the praise. This does nothing. Interesting. I think that's because we don't have any legitimist interest groups right now because the Catholic Church was taken over by a Democrat. So we're going to go with the first one. Henri de Bourbon is without peer. Shabamzo. Alright, well, we've done what we set out to do. Maybe I'll just take us to the end of the episode. We'll grab Kaarta, we'll continue working on our construction track, and then finish our construction. Did we get another event? I don't think so. We'll finish out our constructions, because these universities are going to go pretty fast. Paper mills in Guinea? Sure, we'll do that. But we'll do it at the end. No, we'll do it now. I've decided. It'll be really fast. And then once these wars are both over, French colonization rights. Absolutely. French colonization rights. Absolutely. Now quickly, we'll conquer Kaarta. 6.3 infamy, we can definitely take that much. Let's go ahead and remobilize both of these armies. We'll put the Armée d'Afrique in the north. We'll put the 3rd Corps in the south. Netherlands colonized Mauritania. I don't think that affects me. Oh, it does affect me. Oh, goodness. Netherlands! Netherlands! Why would you do this? Is France gonna have to choke a country? Alright, alright. I'm settling down now. I'm settling down. Everyone's on their way to get where they're trying to go. And we're still colonizing in the north here. You mind grabbing this little chunk here? Am I getting this little chunk? No? Okay. Not gonna go there. Alright. Let me just make sure that we're good on railways before I halt my constructions for the moment. French Volta is pretty low. Let's go ahead and throw one more. French Volta, French North Cameroon, and Guinea. Yeah, I could put infrastructure in all these areas. French Mauritania is not big enough to sustain a railway. No unemployment. And then French Gambia will do the same. So that's just insurance, investing a little bit. The investment pool is large and growing larger, but we actually have a pretty good set of things. And when the government constructions end, we're going to have plenty of space for the industrialists to do their thing. Russia wants a defensive pact. You know what? I accept. Another highly traditionalist regime. So it's interesting. So the landowners didn't turn into... No one turned into legitimists as a result of this. I might be able to convert this guy. No, I can't. Not anymore, I guess. Great Britain is still increasing in prestige faster than we are. 2 arms. I'm hoping that doesn't become a problem. Oh man, there are a lot of people supporting Italian unification. I wish there were... I wish you could have some visibility to what that kind of thing looks like if you're not in the region. Because, like, I don't have any ability to do that. To look into that kind of thing. And we are attacking. We are very solidly winning. The war with Kaarta is essentially done already. Radical East India Company. That's interesting. Where are they? Oh my gosh, they're just this territory here. Oh my goodness. All of British East India held out. All of British East India stayed with British East India, and the rebelling Radical East India Company is just only these tiny areas here near near the French East Indies. That's wild. That's quite wild. I'm gonna go ahead and not involve myself in this. I think it's fine. Because we are going to win our war with Kaarta, and then our armies will demobilize. Ooh, Taiping Rebellion. Oh my goodness. Do we not have an interest in this? We don't have an interest in this. That's a tragedy. And America's trying to conquer Texas from Texas. Be pretty funny if we told them no, but I'm not gonna. I'm not a mess. Despite what my detractors have claimed. Maybe I should declare some interests around in various areas. We'll declare an interest in Central America. And one in Brazil. Hopefully those won't fall off. And there is Kaarta conquered. Leaving us completely able to colonize whatever we wish in these general zones. Netherlands wants to trade states. What do you want? You will trade Dutch South Cameroon here for Niger Delta here. You know, You'll trade Dutch South. You know, that's not a bad trade. Something extra to be done in Niger Delta. Let's simplify the borders. They are getting more than I am. But at the same time, they can't really go anywhere from here. It's Danish territory. You know what? Sure. In Denmark, you want to trade as well. You want to trade Danish Togo for French Niger Delta. I accept. Got him.
Oh, I'm sorry. French Niger Delta is already held by the Dutch. You can't have it. You're going to have to talk to the Dutch about it.
King Henri de Bourbon running Bugs Bunny-like away from the Danish embassy, going carrying a sack full of African territories. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. How very silly. Oh, what a great run, y'all. I've never seen anything like that. That was very gamey. I probably shouldn't have did that, but it was very gamey. But I'm sorry, I can't stop giggling about it. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm dialing it back. I seem to be losing loyalists, and that doesn't make me pleased. I feel like you should only be loyaler as things go on here. Maybe it's time to cut taxes a little bit more. I think that's right. This will cost us a bundle of cash in the medium term. But our government's very legitimate. That'll give us some additional ticking loyalists per month. And we've got canneries spreading, which is wonderful. Colonization of Côte d'Ivoire is complete. Any other areas opening? Inner Mauritania. Wonderful. Where's Côte d'Ivoire again? Just so that I can... It's here. This zone. And we are colonizing this territory from both ends. We're encircling Sierra Leone and Liberia. If I stole a bunch of Messina, I could get a full lockdown. But Sierra Leone's a puppet of Britain, and they're not currently colonizing this way, so I think it'll be fine. What could we trade Britain to get this? Maybe Togo? But that would put them in contact with all these states. Maybe once I've got a hold of Dahomey and Ashanti, I could let them have Togo. And then I could have the area around it, and that would be fine. Very good. We're still a little bit low on influence. We're improving relations with a lot of different countries at this time. But these are nearly done, and in fact, relations with Spain have never been better. Low organization of the French Fifth Army, it's because this doesn't need to be an army. We're going to the First Corps, that's fine. Let's go ahead and normalize our production methods. Kaarta. Western Mali, formerly Kaarta. Does that normalize the armed forces? Let's take a look at the First Corps and see what they look like. We do have some regular infantry that need to be upgraded. Let's go ahead and upgrade them. And we do have some cannon artillery that need to be turned into mobile artillery, and some hussars that need to be turned into lancers. That's good. Alright, so normalizing production methods doesn't automatically substitute armed forces methods. We'll throw this up at the top. Get that fully knocked out. You're just kind of chilling at this point. Maybe I should grab a little bit more African territory just for fun. What if I grab Eastern Mali? 15.3 infamy. It's quite a bit. I am a little short on cash. The change in the taxation has really, really helped. So I'm pretty pleased with that overall. I've been dying to get... Okay, I think maybe as soon as I get this university finished, we'll put it to bed. We'll cancel these railways, and we'll just, because none of those places are under what they need to be. I love how Louis Napoleon is still agitating for an autocracy, even though he's not going to be the king. Parties, particularly the Party of Order, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaign needs this election. Let's see what you men are charging. Fees, yes, that's to be expected, but what's this? A lodging charge? That fancy hotel room could house half a village, and there's enough wine built here to drown a fish. Votes don't come cheap, sir. You do want to win, right? Some money can be spared for the Party of Order. 10% momentum, it costs us £3,000 a week for 2 years, which is not that much. Every party can be provided with some basic funding this election cycle. Costs us a lot more, makes the opposition parties happy. Or if you can't afford a campaign, if a party can't afford a campaign, should it be campaigning? This just sucks some momentum out of them. I want to increase the momentum of the Party of Order, and the State Treasury can deal with it. So I'm going to do the first one. Shabanzo. We'll go to the end of the election and the end of our track. I actually, truth be told, I just kind of want to see how our finances look once we get done building these universities, and if I'm actually capable of sustaining my current setup. You know I'm going to upgrade this military production method. If I'm able to sustain this current setup with low taxes in the present situation, or if I'm going to have to go back to having high taxes. It looks like I might not be able to. You know, it's funny. I'm so commonly on laissez-faire economy that I almost never, worry about it, basically. Like, as long as I'm not constructing, I'm always rolling in cash. So it's a surprise that I wind up being so far in the red. Then again, I don't usually play on low taxes, so that is, I guess, to be expected. Let's throw another consumption tax in there. We'll put a consumption tax on luxury furniture. That'll help out our finances just a bit. Loyalists are continuing to increase. We're having a lot of loyalists from high legitimacy, which I'm very pleased about. Overall, this is good. You know, for a legitimist regime, you definitely want high legitimacy. It looks like the landowners their failed petition opinion malice is decaying at a rapid rate, so I'm pretty pleased about this. Bishop takes Black Pawn. At a soiree for the Party of Order's wealthiest supporters, Louis Napoleon Bonaparte began a long-winded rant about the merits of slavery and discrimination. Oh no, Louis Napoleon! As you can plainly see, the development... Christ. Louis, no! No! Napoleon, no! Alright. Alright. As you can plainly see, the development of the skull is directly tied to the civility of a man. One can assuredly determine his fitness for good society by the proper measurement of his circumference. And how do you intend to prove that a man does his thinking with his bones? As I said, you can determine a man's fitness for good society by properly measuring his skull. People are entitled to their opinions, even if they're wrong. 10% momentum to the Party of Order. Or civilization is the means of our equality. 30% momentum to the Party of Order, but 5% of Amazigh pops become more radical. Huh. This would give a lot of momentum to the Party of Order, but honestly, I think that's just too scummy. This is very silly. We're gonna go with 10% momentum. The run's almost over. I'm not really worried about it. Unless we decide to continue the run later at some point. Also, the Party of Order's got so much momentum already compared to all the other parties that, I think it's going to be completely fine for us either way. Production and agitation. In collaboration with the Republican Union, Auguste Comte has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. The interior of the carriage held a pleasant surprise, a crate of several thousand pamphlets, printed on an industrial scale, each with instructions on the voting process and a cheaply copied logo of the Republican Union. They made a hefty weight, and, he hoped, would turn out to be an equally sized benefit. Bury our opponents in a sea of paper, 20% momentum. Where these connections can be useful later, he gains ambitious. as interest group leader, extra political strength. I'm just going to do the first one. Them having a little bit of extra momentum in this election isn't that big of a deal. Oh, it's actually going to cost us a bit. But I think it'll be fine. Would you believe that I just realized that the momentum numbers all essentially total up to 100? I didn't even realize that until now. I'm so good at things. The United States is allying with Great Britain against South Australia. I'm surprised that you are even getting involved, America, to be completely honest. This number is not where I want it to be, but I really want to keep getting all these tasty loyalists. And there's the election. So how does that change our legitimacy? We're still at 80. So if I... Nah, it's not better. Anyway, that's alright. That is the end of the episode, and probably the end of the run, unless there's big interest on more of it. So yeah, we established a solid empire in Southeast Asia, consisting of a bunch of different countries here. We built up French territory in Africa, and succeeded at cutting off the British here, and might still do here in Ulalata, as well as conquering plenty of territory in North Africa and getting started on the colonization of Central Africa. We completed the Divided Monarchies event and reinstalled the House of Bourbon as the leaders of France, who were the kings before the Revolution. So that's overall a successful run. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I will see you on the other side.